past Saturday night I was bartending, and when I tell you that after this interaction was all over, I knew I had a good piece of content. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to skit it out. There's just no way to be able to make this story into a skit, so I'm just gonna tell it. This guy walks up to the bar and he goes, I want 6 Coors Lights, but I want them in boots. Okay, this is a boot. Anytime someone orders a drink in a boot, I have to charge them $13.50 for the boot. It comes with 1 liquor and 1 mixer. It can't be top shelf liquor. I've made people stuff with multiple mixers. That's not a big deal. But you get to keep the boot, and then I'll refill your boot all night for just the cost of the liquor going in there for when I refill it. People love drinking out of these. It's like a status thing. So I explain everything to the guy. I'm like, okay, your first 6 Coors Lights are gonna be $13.50 each if you want them in this boot. That's just the way it's rang in. I don't own the bar. Like, I don't make the prices. Like, this is just how I have to ring it in. The guy was so unbothered. He said, I don't care what it costs. That's what I want. So he handed me his card. So next thing you know, I turn around, other bartender has the other dude's card that's in their party, and he wants to pay. He wants to like start a tab and put all this stuff on his tab. I knew that this was gonna maybe be an issue. So I go up and I try to say something to him. I'm like, hey, so you know he ordered boots and he doesn't let me get the rest of my sentence out. I'm like, whatever, maybe it's not an issue. They had 8 Coors Lights. The guy wants to close out. The other bartender closes him out, and then he is sitting there staring at his tab, and he calls me over. And he's like, hey, why did I just pay $100 for 8 Coors Lights? And I was like, I explained this to your buddy, and he said to charge him for whatever, but then you gave your card to the bartender. He starts getting an attitude with me. He starts getting really upset. I was like, listen, your buddy said he was fine with it. Do you want me to just refund this and go make him pay for it? And he's like, well, I mean, I just don't understand. And I'm like, let me just go talk to him. So I walk out from behind the bar, and I'm like, hey, I gotta talk to you. He already has his wallet out, and he hands me a Gold American Express card, and he's like, just charge me for whatever. I don't want to argue. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I don't want to argue. And I'm like, oh, all right. And then the other guy's like, I don't want to pay. And I'm like, you're not going to pay for shit. You're not paying for shit. I'm going to refund your whole tab. I know that $111 is really expensive for 10 beers. But something I thought was kind of crazy is that none of them kept their cups. They all left them there.